Looking for an idea to overcome sales objection, you will probably come across the same advice repeated over and over again. Usually it says something like, if the client says your price is too high, ask for the reasons, prove he's wrong, and close the sale. Okay, maybe not literally, it will be something about product quality, hidden and maintenance costs, guarantees, saving money in the long run, but basically it means the same. In this video I want to talk about the need to emphasize and present in the right way the benefits of your offer. Your business proposal must present value for your prospect. This is the foundation of every successful deal. In real life, treating a client like an immature child who cannot drive the right conclusions and doesn't see a bigger picture rarely brings expected results. Virtually every medium and big-sized company has its own internal procedures and purchasing departments to compare offers received from many different suppliers, and purchasing department employees who are very reluctant to buy better products if it's associated with a higher price. Simply because they are paid for choosing the cheapest offer that best suits their needs. But still, you may have the cheapest offer and at the same time generate a high margin. But first, let's start with why your client says that your price is too high. In my over 15 years sales experience, I see basically three main scenarios. The first one, client bases his claims on his internal beliefs and has no rational arguments to support his point of view. Put simply, he doesn't trust the salesperson. Usually is unable to compare price to any similar product or service. An example could be the sale of sales training, where its value can be very subjective. Salesperson may prove that thanks to their help and advice you will close more sales more easily, gain new clients and make a lot of money. But in reality, it cannot be verified and the price you are eager to pay will largely depend on his social proof and whether you trust him and see him as a real expert. The second scenario, your client has the cheaper offer. Typically, the two products have similar features but are not identical. In this case, it's possible that the product offered by your competition does not meet all clients' requirements, but he's still not aware of it. Or maybe you are the one who offers a product that exceeds the client expectation and hence your price is too high. High quality in real business is rarely an advantage. In other words, you need to know your client's needs and what represents the greatest value for him, and optimize your offer in the way that it meets technical requirements and target price. Knowledge of the market, strengths and weaknesses of your competition, and client preferences enable presenting the best possible offer, which makes both the buyer and seller happy. And finally, you have to face the situation when you offer an identical solution as your competition that represents the same features, guarantees, and exactly meets your client's requirements, and your price is simply higher. In this case, especially in B2B sales, it's necessary to look at a few factors that have a decisive impact on the choice of the supplier by the buyer. The credibility of the company you represent, and your own is the factor that can be successfully used in terms of overcoming price objection, especially when the game is about high stakes. Reasonable people buy from reliable salespeople and don't change regular supplier just because random guy placed a slightly lower price. Depending on the country in which you do business, it's less or more important, as people's mentality and market and company's maturity play an important role here. But usually, when things work well, hardly anyone wants to change anything. Therefore, many companies decide to significantly reduce price to gain new clients who represent a significant purchasing potential, and hence a problem. Partnership in sales and long-term relationships require the involvement of two parties. If your client could count on your help in difficult times, you always keep the terms and quality of deliveries, don't be afraid to use this argument. The next thing. Best price means nothing if it not represents the right delivery time that is acceptable to your client. Even the best price and quality won't defend themselves if delivery date doesn't meet the deadline. Company may be legally obliged to fulfill their contract in time and any delay may result in high contractual penalties. So if you are able to deliver the goods faster than your competition and this is an important factor for your client, you can easily close the sale. Another thing is the way of financing. For large deals, companies expect to get convenient form of payment. Insurance and terms of payment are extremely important factors that have a huge impact on the attractiveness of your offer. The price objection has many dimensions and requires a flexible approach and open mind. A good relations with your client are especially important, but if you can take advantage of it, don't be afraid to ask questions. The more information you get, the bigger your chances of closing the sale. If the client doesn't trust you, find a way to earn that trust. If you have a better offer, try to find out how to make your own more attractive. If the client has a limited budget, suggest a solution that fits that budget. And sometimes you just have to say, don't say my price is too high. Just be honest. Say you can afford it. It makes more sense. Of course, I'm kidding, don't say that, but don't afraid to say what you think either. All this applies to B2B sales model, and that's where my focus is, because that's where my experience comes from. If you like these videos, please don't forget to like it, subscribe to my channel, watch all related videos. Link can be found on the end sheets of the video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.